Before we do that, I want to remind us of one of the best characteristics of God. And I want to do so by reminding us of a character that we don't often think about from the crucifixion story. Matthew chapter 27, verse 15 says this: Now at the feast, the Passover, the governor was accustomed to releasing to the multitude one prisoner whom they wished. And at that time they had a notorious prisoner called Barabbas. We don't know much about Barabbas. The Bible doesn't tell us much about him, his past, what happens to him after this. But it does tell us a couple things about him. First, we see in Mark and Luke that he's a rebel and a murderer. It's likely, we don't know for sure, but it's likely that he was a member of this group called the Zealots. And the Zealots were rebels. They wanted to overthrow the Romans. And they'd sneak out and make surprise attacks and slip back into the crowds. It's possible he was one of them. I don't know for sure, but it's possible. But the Bible Mark and Luke show us that Barabbas and some of his cronies had undergone a rebellion in the city of Jerusalem. And in the process of trying to overthrow the Romans, they'd killed at least one person, probably a lot more than just one. So he got caught. They were stopped and they were thrown in prison. So the Bible calls him a murderer and a rebel. But then, secondly, John, the Gospel of John, chapter 18, also shows us that he's not just a rebel and a murderer, he's also a robber. So he's a thief, a murderer, and a rebel. This